Hello. Hey, Monty. How's it going? How's your day been? I have been not really doing anything at all today. It's Sunday, so I woke up and read all my Shonen Jump stuff because it's Shonen Jump Sunday. Um, but other than that, I've just kind of been sitting around. Yeah, yeah, it's a good lazy Sunday. I'm gonna play more Wildermyth. Actually, let me start that up because for some reason, every time I try to stream this, it takes like I don't know what it is about this game. It takes a while for it to actually show up on OBS and start like capturing. It's super bizarre. So I'm gonna go ahead and boot it, and then hopefully it'll figure its shit out. I don't know. Oh, there it is. See, this time it didn't do it. It's so weird. Last time it took like a whole minute before like I had the game running and I had my capture set up and everything, and it just wouldn't display. Absolutely wild. So we're going to continue our campaign, which we are on the third and final chapter of this Age of Ulstryx campaign. A bunch of stuff happened last time. So let's see. First thing that happened is we lost one of our party members, Whaley, who is Marla's wife, I think. Whaley went to become uh, the seer of the woods. So now she lives off in the woods, predicting the future, and she uses that to help us to like prevent uh, roving bands of monsters from attacking. But it means that she's no longer hanging out as part of our party. So that was kind of an interesting and kind of tragic choice that we had to make, but I think it'll work out, and it's not like she's dead. She's just kind of she lives in the woods now. Um, we picked up Rotha and Tom to replace her. These are some of our newer party members. They joined last chapter, and they're our new hunters. And appropriately enough, they are now rivals with each other because I guess they joined around the same time. They're both doing the same kind of job, so they've become rivals. Amaria, our only mystic, she went on this huge, crazy quest to figure out what was up with this magic rock that she found. And it was this really involved process of her and Marla went out to the mountains. They met some kind of mountain man fuckboy who like was flirting the whole time and being real weird about it. And then by the end of it was like, oh yeah, actually I'm married. I just like to flirt with people because I'm horrible or something. So that was weird. But ultimately, what we got out of that was this little creature, a Gogan, who is a basically a fallen star that came to life and thousands of years ago hung out with some other magical, like legendary mystic. Agogan is now our best friend, so she's going to help Ameria for the rest of the journey. What else? The whole point of the last chapter was to find this spear, which is the sea spear. This was what the Gorgons were after, and it's the big symbol that they're trying to rally all of their people behind. So we got to that before they were able to get it. Wardra is equipped with it. It's a very powerful weapon, and she's already killed a bunch of monsters with it. So we're glad to have that. I haven't had it happen myself, but you can actually fail to get this if you don't find it in time, and the game still continues. It's just I think it makes this next chapter that we're in harder. But we're glad to have that. Wardra, of course, at the end of the first chapter, she got attacked by the Gorgons, and that's why she has this this stone scar on her face where they started to poison her as they were mind controlling her. So now she's out for vengeance. She's kind of become the main character of this campaign. She's got the scar, she's got the spear. So she's kind of become the main character, despite being she wasn't one of the original 3 we started with, but she was the first one we picked up after that. And then one of the last things that happened in between chapter 2 and chapter 3, because there's a 10-year period that happens in between chapters, was that Janla joined our party. So we now have a third hunter, which is a little unbalanced. Janla is the daughter of Marla and Whaley. So she's their daughter. She became a hunter and has joined our party since. We haven't actually been able to use her for anything yet because she joined in between chapters. So you might have to get her leveled up a bit before we bring her into battle. But we also have 3 hunters, which I don't think we need 3 hunters. So I don't know, maybe she'll stay home or something. So that was everything from last time. Oh, no, that wasn't everything from last time. Also, we met a deepest, which is a kind of like weird mushroom zombie man that lives in caves beneath the earth. He came and told us about how the Gorgons that we're fighting are now flooding the world, which we can actually see on the map. The world is getting flooded over time. He told us that his wife knows how to stop them, and we need to basically go meet up with her so that she can explain what we need to do to stop the Gorgons from flooding the world and killing everybody. And as we can see at the top, a tile will flood in 150 days. That means that every 150 days before we deal with this problem, another one of these tiles will become flooded, which doesn't kill everybody yet, but it does mean that we're not going to get any of the resources from it, and it'll take longer to travel through. So we want to prevent that where possible. So our quest right now is to get here. Part of the problem with that is that there's no passage here. So we're going to have to actually create a mountain pass through one of these mountain ranges, which is going to take a while. I could have done it last chapter, but we were also on a pretty tight time limit then. So that'll probably be one of the first things we do, is just start building a mountain pass here so that we can get up to where we need to go. Yeah, so I think we're going to start on that first. So we can carve a pass. It takes time. The two things that you can do in the game to like get around the map easier are you can build bridges across rivers, and you can build passes through mountains, and mountain passes take way, way longer. But we're going to get started, and we might as well just bring everybody that we can that can help. So yeah, it's going to take a total of 63 days to build this mountain pass. Is there anything else on the map? This is telling me to keep my heroes busy, which is probably a good idea. I can go down and recruit somebody here. I don't really need more people at this point, but I might as well. So I'm going to send Amaria, who's the only one not working on the mountain pass, to go try and recruit somebody here. Let's randomize you. Sure. We'll have Badius join us. The Dreamers of Fortitude. Fantastic. I have so many questions to ask you. What? Oh, sure. I'll do my best to... So, is Tom as amazing in person as he sounds in the stories? How did it feel when Tom disappeared into thin air and reappeared on the other side of that ravine? This guy has a crush on Tom, I think, which is fun. That wasn't... Is it true he can take down a Gorgon in one shot? Where are you hearing these stories anyway? Do you think that if I joined you, I'd get a chance to fight alongside him? Oh, for the love of... Wait, come back. Come back, I'm sorry. Marla put me up to... Oh, this was a big joke being played on Ameria. It's very funny. I'll tell you, your face was more than worth it. But in all seriousness, though, Marla said you're looking for another recruit? So this guy's a jokester, a bit of a prankster. So what do we need? Probably another mystic, because we have 2 warriors and 3 hunters. So if we want to account for the worst happening, like if anything were to happen to Ameria, it would be good to have a backup mystic. And I guess it's appropriate then that she is the one recruiting him. So he'll be training there while they continue on that. Okay, cool. Passageway is open. And then I think I'm just going to take these people and start exploring up here. There's no real reason for me to like wait on going to do this, so I'm just going to kind of go for it. So we'll send all of you to go scout this out. Mud Garden has been revealed. And we have some Gorgons here, so we might as well fight them. Here's a thought. Maybe Merkin Windworks isn't as dangerous as we believed. She's crashed. Huh? Where'd Wardra... Down here. Wardra's step has broken the hidden covering of a hunting pit, and she's fallen scuffing and scraping into a dark, rocky hole. You survive okay, Wardra? How far down are you? Oh, far enough. Am I really such a clod, bungling around? Infuriating. We're close to where those things were spotted. If this is a trap, it's going to be a race to get her out. What are our options? We can have Rotha jump down and help her, which has a 75% chance of success. We can be methodical and safe, use a rope, or we can leave her down there to act as bait, which sounds like a bad idea, especially because Wardra is our best warrior, and I really don't want to just leave her down there during this fight. I think we're going to give Rotha a chance to jump down there and do a cool thing, and hopefully 75% is a good enough odds for this. Rotha sets her feet and prepares to climb down. But the stones slip away. Oh. These are XCOM odds, so 75% is no guarantee. She crashes to the bottom in a painful tangle of limbs. By the time they struggle together back to the top, their foes are upon them. Well, that went bad, but... yeah, so Rotha's taken a wound, so she starts the combat at half health. So we'll just have to keep her in the back and hope that nothing bad happens to her. You're fighting a lot of things here. Rotha, can you... You can. So we're going to take her behind this arch and just... yeah, you'll be fine. Rotha is our kind of poison-focused hunter, so she does poison with all of her attacks, and she can throw a bottle of poison, which has been really good for taking out groups of small enemies. Let's see, we have Marla. Marla is mostly wolf at this point. I guess she's about half, a little over half wolf, which is a weird state to be in. But we're going to bring her up here, because she can tank. And I think her wolf claw actually does more damage than her weapon. And let's have you shred armor first. Tom, you can get up here. Not a good angle. But good enough. Cool. Tom is our stealthier hunter, so whenever he gets a kill, he goes into stealth automatically. And while he's in stealth, he does more damage. Wardra does not have enough range to get up, so she's just going to park here. And then Janla's our new person. Let's see if she can get the kill. Anthony Quarnstrom, welcome. Yeah, it's this is our first battle of the chapter. We're everybody kind of stumbled and fucked up and fell into a hole, and it hurt Rotha a little bit, but otherwise the battle is going well. Um, we're also recruiting a new person who's going to be our second wizard finally, and we carved a pass through the mountains because we needed to go through the mountains to get to this place we need to go, and it took forever, but we did it. So you can just eat the damage here. You'll be fine. I understand. Got a big nasty bear. Just go into guard mode. Tom can get a shot from here. So why don't you try that? Sniped. Great. You understand. These enemies sometimes leave goop on the ground, and it just does 1 damage if you move through it. I think it'll go away next turn, but I don't want to just waste a turn waiting around. Janla, you can't really do anything right now, so just kind of go up and go into stealth, and Rotha, you can actually just stay a little further back. Okay. Let's get Wardra in here to try and kill this. Incredible. Marla, I think, can probably get the kill on this one. How much does bite do? Bite does not do enough. Oh, if I hadn't tried to shield shear, I could bite. She's got her claws, though. And then just move up. Stealth. How have you been, Anthony Quanstrom? Deep Rock Galactic. I love Deep Rock Galactic. I haven't played it in a while, but that is a very fun game. I think for me that is like one of the best like co-op PvE shooter things. I think it has like the vibes of a Left 4 Dead, but obviously like completely different theme and everything. Oh yeah, Payday 3 came out. How is that? Pretty okay. Yeah, it does seem like, from what I've heard, they went. Well, the first thing I heard is that like it was completely unplayable at launch, which like any of those games are gonna be. So that's not even a thing that you know, like I don't think any multiplayer game has had a smooth launch. But that's cool that they've fixed the matchmaking. I played a little bit of Payday 2, and I really liked it, but it was also incredibly stressful for me because, like, if you mess up, you can ruin the whole game for like your entire team, um, and that was a lot of stress about it. But like when it was going smoothly, it was so fun. I think I didn't play a lot of it. I only had like one bank heist that went like 100% according to plan. Like the cops never came, nobody made a move. Like it was, uh, we were just completely on top of everything, and it was so cool. I felt like the coolest criminal. Um, but then I had a bunch where everything went terribly, terribly wrong. What are we gonna take for Rotha? Wisdom gives her a bonus to things like campaign level tasks or stuff like when we were building the mountain pass or recruiting, so she could do those faster. I don't think that's super valuable right now because I think we've done most of those. Um, Jump Jaw is this trap that we can throw on the ground. Bard is for recruiting, and extra stunt chance is nice, but I don't think it's worth taking a thing for. I'm just going to take the upgraded poison because this will do uh, an extra 1 damage on her, all of her attacks, as well as making the poison bomb she throws out better. Ooh, we get some better armor for our. That's cool. One of the things that has started to happen, by the way, which I always like, is characters do get older. So Ameria now has white streaks in her hair. She's been with us since the beginning. She's now 47. So everybody will get older over time. Darktide. I haven't played Darktide. I played a little bit of Vermintide. Yeah, those games seem neat. I never got into them, but they do seem cool. I struggled a lot trying to play Vermintide the little bit that I did. Like I felt like I got killed immediately all of the time. But yeah, they're neat. I prefer PvE stuff so much more than PvP because I hate. I don't know. I never like going online and getting stomped. And I know it's like, oh, you can just practice more. But I'm so lazy. I don't want to practice. So. Yeah, big TF2. Because, like, a big TF2 server, like. Yeah. I think when it's like that and it's kind of just people are dropping in and out and it's more casual, like. There is less pressure to perform well. And TF2 is just an inherently kind of silly game. So. I haven't played TF2 and it has probably been. Oh, shoot. Like. I don't know, probably like 8 years maybe? It's been a long time since I've played TF2. Well, fought Marla. Are you... Janla is Marla's daughter, so she's... Maybe they have that kind of relationship where she calls her mom by her first name. Oh, that's what they're talking about. Too embarrassing to just use mom? What, you wish I did? I don't know. Maybe not. I wiped your bum is all. When you pretended you were a bird for 3 days straight, I played along. And after all this time, I'm Marla. It's not like you call me kiddo. I used to call you Sprout, remember? Maybe we should start that up again. Harvesting memories with deep roots isn't always wise. I understand, though. You're a professional now. And we're out here among the Gorgon ghosts, so apparently you're just as crazy as I am. That counts for something. That's sweet. I like that it does stuff to like take into account the relationships that people have like that. There's one of the campaigns that I think is my favorite campaign, and I would like to play it eventually, where the initial setup of characters you have, one of them has to be a legacy character, so a character that came from a prior adventure. And the premise is that they are like a retired adventurer, and one of the other characters, like one of the new characters you have, is their child. So you start out with like this family relationship. It's a very, very neat setup, and that's a really fun campaign. One of the other one that is also one of the best ones, you start out with 2 siblings among your starting characters. So this is our new Mystic Badius. What are we gonna give him? So we can do Humanist, which gives him basically any kind of like man-made object that he's infused with. He gets extra stuff. Vigor Flow is the extra melee and range damage while he's interfused with stuff. And Naturalist gives extra tree things. So Vine Wrench is really useful because it lets you pull enemies around with from plants, so you can use vines to yank them around. Upon interfusing with the tree, enter Gray Plane. That means that you get stealth when you interfuse with a tree. And Tree Call lets you teleport to trees. So those are neat. I think I'm going to go with this. Vine Wrench I've found to be really useful. Anytime you can like move people around on the battlefield, that's just so like such an incredible capability to have. They're still securing this site. I don't want to take these 2 alone to try and scout any of this out. I could have them scout up here where there isn't an enemy infestation, or I could just have them start moving up to join everybody. I'm going to do that. They're going to be behind, but we have to get everybody together eventually, I think. What do we get? Cloak with bonus damage. Could go to Marla, Amaria. I guess it could go to anybody. I'm going to give it to... Marla. Marla's going to be one of our frontliners. And then you all can start scouting here. This is our goal right now, but it's not the end of the chapter. It's just like a midpoint goal that we have to do. Oh, this place flooded at some point. Oops. I don't know if you can do this fast enough to like avoid anything flooding. So we're just gonna go ahead and assault here. The rain hasn't lit up much through the summer. The earth is soggy and stinking like a corpse. Hills have sunk, and dead mice float in flooded fields. People are moving towards the mountains. Going by Arnon's map, we're nearly there. We're not afraid of a fight, are we? Arnon is the deepest that came at the end of last chapter that told us to come meet with his wife. Now's when we find out whether we've been too trusting. I've heard it said that to cut a noose is to gain a dangerous friend. To cut a noose is to gain a dangerous friend. Okay. The Gorgons are swarming these days, choking us, drowning us. This whole world is near its limit. Any chance may be the only chance. Rawr. Flurble-diddle-blur-blur. That's a lot of raccoons. And a Gorgon. These bears are scary. When I do another campaign, I might actually bump up the combat difficulty, because I'm knocking on wood so that I don't completely jinx myself with this and get everybody killed. But I have been having a pretty straightforward time with the combat so far, so I might bump it up. But for now, we're just gonna actually, if you wait and I get Marla, you can't get up here. Okay. Just start shooting him. Wardra, can you... She can reach. She can reach from back here. I gave her the... Yeah, she has the perk that gives her extra reach, and now she's using a spear. So her attack range is pretty huge. And she does ridiculous damage. Got the Blowjob Brothers down here. Oh, okay. It's messed up that they both yanked Marla all the way down here. I can't even see her. She's hidden behind this dude. Who's going first? Can you attack him through that? That's ridiculous, but I'll take it. Yeah, she can attack him through that. Yeah, she's so powerful. Yeah, just go up here. I am worried about all these raccoons. I think Marla will be fine now. We'll bite. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, Marla and Wardra are just, they're both incredibly powerful at this point. You dodge? How do you dodge? I'm shooting from stealth. Messed up. Okay. So I would like to shred your armor first. And then Wolf Claw. Yeah, even these guys do not... I mean, they can... They're not posing a threat right now. I hesitate to say it because I'm sure now it's going to come back to bite me, but right now they're not. Like, I'm taking them down in 2 attacks, so I think next time I will bump up the difficulty. Can you... You don't have a good shot, but you can try it. Nope. Nope. I think it's just this raccoon left. No problem. Tom gets a level. Ooh. So we could give somebody a dagger. I mean, I'm gonna give it to somebody. It's just nobody's been using a dagger right now. The hunters all have daggers as like their secondary equipment that they can swap to. I just have literally not used it this whole campaign because having the range is better. Who do I want to give a dagger to? I'm gonna give it to Tom. We can give him through shot, which Whaley had previously and lets him shoot through multiple characters. Heroism is like action surge from D&D, where you get an extra action point, and attacks only cost 1 action. So if he's standing still and he pops this, he can attack 3 times. You can only do that once per combat, but it's potentially incredibly powerful. Excuse me. Ember Arrows is nice because he actually has some potency. But he would have to be standing next to a fire in order to make use of it, which is very situational. And then we can upgrade his rogue ability, which currently makes him become hidden when he kills something. This would also make him do it whenever he stunts. I'm going to take Heroism, because if we need him to drop something, he can, pop 3 attacks off, which can do a whole bunch. Got my back, may not be done fighting. Arnon emerges rather suddenly from a damp shadow, standing before a root-framed tunnel. So, you made it! You doubted we would? The old deepest leads them into the dark. The earth walls are slimy and black. Streams of water slosh on either side of a hastily heaped gravel path. Clods plop from the ceiling. Support beams have clearly been rushed into place. Don't take any offward tunnel. They've been falling in. Deeper in, earth walls give way to granite. The warren rots. The flowing water follows carven channels away from the main tunnel to some dark end. When will you abandon this place? Oh, no, we can't. Do you want breakfast? It's mid-afternoon. Ah, but we're not chained to the sun cycle. We have breakfast whenever. Sounds dope. I'm gonna go live with these people. Oh, they're into it. Arnon shows the way inside a marked passage. A weird smell beckons them through. To the other side. Here they are, dear. The badger and the brute, and more to follow. Is he calling her a badger because she's a wolf? Because if so, that's very funny. Bleh. Well, did you offer them grun? Sure I did. No one wants lukewarm, chewy old grum, I keep saying. I'll admit it doesn't seem too bad down here. Imagine it crowded. Hawaii, adventurers. This is some drunk I know. Yes, I'm Velda. It said I was born in the basin of a dried caldera, to spirits of the salt and rock. Introducing your wife as some drunk I know is incredible energy. Does get said a lot, but not actually true. Right, technically it's false. You two are married to each other? We're mostly married. In times of strife, it's nice. I'd love to crack wise, but even I know we're up against the calendar. Wardra? The brute speaks reasoned language. You came because you must defeat the Gorgons, is that right? We were told you knew how. I know what the Gorgons did. Their leader, I learned of him. Ulstryx. Arnon tucks into a bowl of beige mush. Looks like shroomy gruel with some kind of green gold dressing. Ulstryx. We know that name well enough. Yes, Ulstryx raised a great number of his brethren, and they went to the valley of god-beast Moatona. Moatona. And of that great god-beast, they made pewter. Velda gazes on all attending from beneath the massive horns adorning her face. A scowl twists her already crooked features. Arnon finishes his meal, pulls at his beard, and wipes it on his cowl. Who? Moatana. Moatana is an ancient one, a keeper of balance. The unassailable balance of Moatana keeps all opposing forces of this world in harmony. I worry I'm going Gilbert Gottfried. The unassailable balance. No, I can't do a Gilbert Gottfried. Moatona, no problems. Incredible. And because Moatona's dead, that throws off the weather? And the seas and the peaks. All will turn into a big blue Gorgon soup. Us, the carrots and beans. And you, the onions. So that's why Ulstryx needed his army, to slay a god. Well, what was the point of that spear we bled over? Yeah, what was the point? We got this spear, he raised his army anyway. Wasn't that supposed to be the symbol he needed to unite whatever Gorgons behind his crusade? What matters is this. Moatana cannot die. She's petrified. The reason I called you here is that I've been hoarding a certain restorative spirit, distilled from the roots of the extinct bullflax flower. I call it root beer. But a medicine? My root beer should be able to restore the great Moatona, if you can get it to her. My brewing goddess Velda. Well, assuming that's true, why us? Don't you have your own lackeys? The deep down sum of it is, we're afraid, so our people are made frail. What is the worst doom? The Gorgon leader is strong and fearless. So too are his hordes. We're too old, slow. I'm scared to die. The Gorgons aren't going to let us do this thing, are they? And do we know where to go? Are we sure reviving this god beast will fix everything? The badger grows quite ASCII, but I'll answer all your questions. Is she the badger? Which one of you is the badger? I think it's funnier if Marla's the badger because she's a wolf, but I don't. They might just be calling any of them the badger. Over breakfast, I'm still hungry. It's salty warm. I love things that are salty warm. Velda's true to her word, and as Arnon serves up bowls of grum, she draws a serviceable map upon the wall in pale chalk. The food is surprisingly good. Again, having a wolf head makes all of these reactions so much funnier to me. Lastly, Velda hands over her healing ale, a single sealed earthenware bottle. Soon they're on their way again. They carry the hope of all the land and its creatures in one fragile bottle. We've added a true Gorgon, which can now show up. Now we need to confront Ulstryx here, which... Oh boy. So this is where we need to get. We don't have a way to access it right now. Yeah, we have to do at least one mountain pass. So our options are we do 2 mountain pass. No. We can get here and do a mountain pass here. That is probably the quickest because the other way is to go down through here and do a mountain pass here. Yeah, I didn't notice this. There was already a pass here. So I think probably starting here and then carving through here is going to be our quickest option. Because we do kind of want to... We want to go a little quickly with this. So yeah, let's just do that. Who do we want to... We can actually bring in... I'm going to swap out Tom and bring in Badius. I think I'm going to bring everybody there, but I want to have a group going that includes Badius so that he can at least get like a level up in case we need him. And then here... Tom, are you just going to stay behind and do this on your own? Is it even worth doing that? It's not worth doing that. Yeah, so we're just going to leave this place unsecured, which is fine. I'm going to have everybody else gather here. And by everybody else, I mean Tom and Amaria. Oh. I have points, so I can cancel these. And I'll just leave these two, that's fine. Actually, I want you to gather here too. Because if I let him go into this territory on his own before everybody else gets here, he's gonna get wrecked. He's gonna get ambushed alone, and it's no good. That's fine. Okay. Oh no. We have an incursion happening. So Gorgons in great number move to attack your lands, driving peaceful folks before them, leveling homes and hallowed places. Your enemies will travel from tile to tile, attacking and destroying sites until they are defeated by heroes in combat or repelled by defenses you've built. Their numbers will wear down. Once incursion size reaches 0, the enemy will dissipate and the incursion will be over. What this means is an army of Gorgons has spawned here, and they are moving across the map to Cooperhaven. Yeah, it's rough timing. Tile will flood in 69 days, nice. So we should probably come here and try and defend this place. It has no defenses right now. We can try and throw up some defenses. How long will it take people to get here? So I want to bring a good party of people. Yeah, so we're gonna bring, oh, should not leave these two here. A little bit of management that we have to do to, I think I can actually bring everybody. I think defending a village is one of the few times that you get to bring in more than 5 characters. Do we have time to build up another layer of defense? Because the more that we do, the better it'll go for us. Yeah. So they're going to be here in 8 days. I'd rather just wait here where we have defenses set up, even though it does mean just kind of sitting around for a bit. Tom and Janla fell in love. Oh my god, that's sweet. Guess they're sitting around preparing defenses while, I don't know, flirting with each other. That's sweet. This place flooded. Yeesh. Okay. Yeah, everybody here gets to fight. We have plenty of heroes, so only 2 farmers will join the fight. So a couple of farmers will also join. If we only had a few people, we would get more farmers. The farmers are kind of useless, but sometimes they can pull through. The Gorgons have come. Silence falls, emerging in all their tortured shapes. The beasts only breathe and blink their oozing eyes. How should the defenders respond? Marla, I'm glad you're here. So we have some options. We can charge into battle and take the fight to them. We can use our knowledge of the land to harry their approach, or we can stay hidden until the last moment and fight with cunning. Each of these, if we succeed, will give us a different buff for the coming battle. I don't really have a preference, so I'm just going to go with this because it has the highest chance of success. So we're going to try to charge into battle. As the opposing numbers become obvious, the cry for courage dies in their throats. This could be the last battle they fight. The little militia quavers around them. So I think we failed that. I think everybody got scared. Yeah. Dismay. So all foes get 1 temporary hit point. Rough luck, but I think we'll be fine. So usually the way that a village defense goes is like this, where you have like a open map that enemies will be coming in from different angles. And we have all of our people spread out. We also have Glimbane, who is a farmer, and Chasbera, who is a farmer. I always like to try to keep the farmers safe. I don't know if there's like, I don't think there's like a gameplay reason of like, oh, you didn't protect the farmers, you fail. But it just feels like, you know, they're just farmers. They're not out here trying to fight. We also have, because we have prepared defenses, we have this volley of arrows action that we can use twice, I think. Or no, I guess every other turn we can use it. It basically rains down a volley of arrows. So somewhere off map we have a bunch of archers set up that can rain arrows down in an AoE on the enemies. If we hadn't set up defenses, we wouldn't have that. So we got some of these, which are a pain, but should go down pretty quickly. We've got a scary bear. We've got this rager. You know, we've got one of the bogmores. And more enemies are coming. We just have to hold out and kill them all. Let's see. Badius, what can you do for us? Oh great, we got Gorgon down there. Can you... start doing damage? Amaria... just a Bogmore over here. I'm going to put her into guard mode. Oh, Tom, you have your dagger out. That's why I can't get a shot on anything. Swap your weapon. Come back here. Okay, Wardra. Wardra is our big gun, so I'm going to take her down here. Janla, can you get the last shot? Yeah. If I bring you up here, can you... Yeah, I'm going to have him call down the volley of arrows. Fire at will! Did not do a ton. And then just kind of hide. Okay. And you can just hunker down here. God, the poison has done so much work for us. Just an incredible skill. Okay. I definitely want to start taking you out. Let's have you shoot that. Actually, this is a good job for one of our farmers. She can get a guaranteed hit, which will kill it. They don't do a lot of damage, but you can make use of them to clean stuff up like that. We are going to have things spawning up here soon. And down here. Amaria. Try and kill these. Let's see, Tom. Nice. I don't really need you to do anything, so you can just wait. Just get into position and stealth. Badius hasn't done anything yet. Can you kill this for me? Yeah. Marla, you don't really have anything to do, so I'm just gonna park you up here and put you in guard mode. Yeah. Gorgon, we've got some row. Wardra killed this other Gorgon when it tried to move up. She's an incredible murder machine, and we love her for it. Marla, can you get into range? You cannot get into range, which is a bummer. She's kind of slow, unfortunately. I wonder if that's because of the armor I gave her. Just go into guard mode. I don't really have a way down here easily, so I might just wait for these to come up. Wardra, you can start running over. Janla can get a shot on this one. Amaria doesn't really have much to do, so just come around, I guess. You can wait. You can do that. You can wait. Oh. I could have teleported Tom to this tree with Badius's tree call. I didn't know I could target allies with it. That's really neat. We're going to withdraw you from that and just Arrows! Incredible use of tree teleport to move Tom like 10 feet over. Gorgon gets to do nothing. Great. And no more enemies are coming, so this last wave is the last wave. Got a Geist and a Raccoon. So I think Marla just gets to go in. Rotha, you should be able to finish that off. No problem. Okay. So we won't have to worry about that again for 284 days, which should hopefully allow us to go actually do this thing. You all can go there. You all can go here. I'm going to continue to cancel things for the Gorgons. The Gorgons are canceled. I don't know if you all know about this. They've been flooding the world. It's hella problematic. Twisting path takes them up to the high hills, and finally into the company of the local peaks. Breathe that in. Mountain air makes me remember things. Does it? No, I mean the fumes wafting out of my boots. Warder, don't be gross. Oh, well, I was going to talk about something nice, but now I'm just thinking about... Ugh, when did they start rotting so bad? Didn't dry well after the last rain, I guess. Hey, Blob Marley, welcome. Things are going well. We're on our way to go try to fight the last boss of this campaign. Currently, we are in the mountains, and after we clear out some enemies here, we have to build a mountain pass over to this other part of the map where the boss is. As we do this, the world is flooding around us, so we're on a tight timeline to try and go unpetrify Moatona, the world beast or the god beast that keeps the balance of nature in check. So So it's quite intense. Everything is going to shit. But I think our heroes have it in them to save the day. But first we got a little bit of mountain mischief going on. How are you doing, Blob Marley? We did get a bottle of root beer. We've got some brewed root that is the only thing that can unpetrify the god beast. It was dubbed root beer by Velda, the deepest woman that brewed it. For 20 paces, the only sound is the scrape of their stinky feet on rough granite. Look out ahead. Decision time, seems like. The way forks. One path leads higher to the top of a precarious cliffside. The other path curves downward under the shadow of the high rocks. So we have to make a choice here. We can either take the chasm path, the chasm path, where there is some wreckage down there that might be salvageable, or we can take the cliff path to where it looks like there is a cottage. I think between some wreckage or a cottage, I would rather see what's in the cottage. Because if something's wrecked, who wants to spend all that time trying to salvage it? See any people? Chimney smoke? They might be out and about. Slender walking here. The path sticks narrow to the turnings of the mountain. They climb and cross along the wind-carved rock. Got to admit, even if it sounds sappy, the sights from up high like this can move a person. Oof, wouldn't mind a break. My legs are killing me. Here lies Janla, betrayed and murdered by the legs she so loved. What do you mean, she so loved? I just mean sometimes you seem fond of your own legs. Weirdly fond. What? What are you saying? Yeah, what are you saying, dude? Shut up for a second. They're not likely to enjoy loudmouths. Hello, anyone at home? The neatly piled cabin smells like sweetgrass. Its lacquered logs look strong, well-tended. A distant hawk speaks up. Besides bird and wind, there's only silence. Wardra stoops through. Is there any... Oh. Fancy morning. Would you like pork rust with your tea? Or are you a coffee woman? Griddle cakes are plenty. Aromas of sizzling pork rust, hot oil, and floral tea sing in the nose. These cabin walls enclose a cozy lived-in lair for one. Chairs and root stools round a rose table are space for hungry company. We found a mountain hermit. Can always make griddle cakes aplenty. Those saying otherwise are spewing slander. Little spew some slander slugs. I'll have a... Wait, sorry, who are you? We were just passing by the... With no intention of intruding. Me? Who am I? They call me... the Witch of the Mountain. She throws a sack of flour over her shoulder. But I'm all right with Seldra. Seldra Splint is what I was born as. I'm a mischief maker, though, mostly. Guess my hairdo says that clear enough. Anyway, mischief's not all I make. Famously, I also make wonderful golden brown griddle cakes. For those who solve my down diggler puzzle. The Down Diggler puzzle is about to commence. So, the Down Diggler puzzle is a bunch of deepists that she has brought here, as well as Seldra, the Witch of the Mountains herself, a 98-year-old mystic. One of the few times that we actually have a human enemy on the map. She does not have a lot of health. We might be able to just go beat her up, because I think all of the enemies are out here. So let's take care of the witch first. Yeah, she's got no defense, no warding. She has 4 hit points. I kind of feel bad. We're just going to chomp. Okay, I've just killed this old woman in our house. Go into guard mode. Got a cabinet here that we can use for some scalding rain. Chair over here. If you infuse with this, can you... You can. You do have... Okay. Let's hit the one in the back. Do nothing to it. Great. Wonderful. Tom, can you start putting some damage out? I should have hit the one in the back, because Wardra is going to absolutely murder this guy. And Janla can get a shot from way in the back. Yeah, I could have killed both of them if I had ordered that differently, but that's okay. Hornchild, which is not a huge worry. Marla, why don't you run up and kill that one? God, Ward's reach is ridiculous. Go into stealth. You come down here, and I bet there are more enemies out here. Just withdraw from that. Sit back here. And Tom, you really don't have space to do anything, so just go stealth. Yeah. Little guys were doomed. Marla, just come up here. We're going to gather everybody at the gate before we open it. These two. That one. Okay. A lot of enemies back here. Just run Wardra up and let her go into guard mode. She'll murder whatever runs up close. Janla, I think just park here. Yeah. They shouldn't have come close. I don't think Marla can reach. That's okay. You can go guard mode. Oh, did I use both his... I accidentally moved him too far. Oh well. You can get a shot from here. Janla can get a shot from here. And Wardra can just do incredible violence. Stunt chance knee pads. I think we're going to give these to Rotha. Seldra Splend, Witch of the Mountain, drops back against her furniture. Glemf, Urk. You alright? But she pops back up. Oh yeah, sorry. Wanted to give you a bit of an elongated victory thing. You got all the down digglers. Unscathed for the most part though, aren't you? That feels anticlimactic. So, spoilers because I've done this event a few times in different campaigns. She's done this little trick where she, you know, brings in some enemies and makes you fight them for mischief. Your characters can be maimed or die during them, and the dialogue here is very different if somebody dies during this. She's like, well, whatever. But we got through basically without taking any damage. Enough yanking our chains. What do we even accomplish? Why, you've earned a sample of one of my mountain recipes, of course. How hungry are you? Choose carefully, for in my waywardness, in my gross olive-hearted way, I've designed that each delicious delectogram deliver a different delight. So we have a choice. We can choose her griddle cakes that'll fill us with lasting warmth and give +4 retirement age to all party members. We can choose her tea and oats, which packs a lifelong kick in the seat and gives it +0.3 speed to all party members. Or we can let Wardra take the last of her pork rust for herself, which will give +2 health to Wardra only. So these are wonderful options. What do I want? I think the +0.3 speed is good if it would... I don't know if it'll actually boost anybody over the whole number threshold for speed. I could give more health to Wardra just because I'm going to put Wardra on the front lines all of the time. But she's already pretty tanky. Retirement age is good if this happened earlier in the campaign, but because we're on the last chapter, it doesn't really matter. Like, I think it said that Wardra was going to retire at the end of this chapter, so if we had another chapter after this, maybe that would matter. I do wish everybody could have the pancakes just for the sake of having some pancakes, though. I'm going to give the health to Wardra, because that could be the difference between her living or dying, so... While they eat an ordinary breakfast and Wardra gobbles the fried pork rust, which by the way, I have no idea what pork rust is. I assume it's like bacon? I'm assuming it's bacon. Pork rust sounds disgusting as a term, but I guess it's what passes for bacon here. Seldra gives an account of why she ended up here. Persecuted, robbed, run out of 10 towns, she retreated to this high home where her frequent mischief would only bother those who blundered into her domain. And at that point, aren't we all fair game? So basically, she's like a scamp and a scoundrel and was probably rightfully run out of town. But now she's just a wacky old mountain witch that lives up here fucking with people that come to her house. Winking, teasing guidance is all the stars ever offered, and even the moon proved unconstant. Still I sleep beneath them like any other clover-bothering cow. How vexing, how invigorating, how do you sleep at all, you fable-born wanders? She goes on for a while yet. They bid the Witch of the Mountain goodbye. They take a swift way down by her direction. Mountain air, huh? Clearly, you can get too much. Their dealings with the Witch of the Mountain don't go unmarked. The locals tell sour stories about the Dreamers of Fortitude and their deeds for years afterwards. +2 health. -2 legacy points. We got -2 legacy points because the villagers basically saw us having breakfast with this this terrible mountain witch and decided that actually we suck, and they've canceled us for being mutuals with the Witch of the Mountains. So we need to build our mountain range. Sorry, we're not building a mountain range. The mountain range was already there. We're building a pass through the mountains. And I want to make sure that the hunters can do this a little faster, and or I guess Rotha can do it a little faster. Every character has like a different speed that they will do this at, which is based on their class and a few different things. So I think this is the party that does it the fastest. And while they're doing that, the remaining characters can try and find an item here. This is a belt, I think. A strap of golden links that gives stunt a chance. Who do we want to give this to? Who are we most likely to bring into the last, the final battle here? We're definitely bringing Wardra and Marla and Ameria, probably. So these three are definitely coming. One of the hunters, at least. I think probably Rotha. And then among these three, I'm going to give this to... I'm going to give it to Wardra, actually. She needs more stunt chance. If she stunts, it gives her an extra action point, which is incredible. And now we're just waiting for this mountain pass, which is now open. I don't think I have to pick my final party yet. We've just scouted it out. I'm going to gather everybody here. And this is the final fight of the entire campaign, so I want to make sure I get everybody I actually want. I want Amaria, I want Wardra, of course, Marla, Rotha, and probably Tom. I think Tom is going to be I think he's the highest level of the remaining three. So this will be our party going into the last fight. We will have a chance to do some preparations before we actually do this, so let's get into it. A hillside cave serves as their final campsite. Nothing stands against us long. We're Gorgon Slayers. Only the night keeps us from their throats. Be sure of your gear. This is the last sleep. Wardra has really stepped up as the leader and main character of this whole campaign, which I find really interesting. We'll be prepared. So we've collected all of these resources from the places that we have secured that haven't been flooded. Any of the places that got flooded aren't giving us anything. Yeah, having the scar makes her, like, it's so main character trait of her to have the scar, and she's the only one who it made sense to give the spear to. So I think she just kind of ended up in the main character position. And we get to do some preparation for our 5 characters that we're bringing into the final fight. For Marla, giving her a better weapon almost doesn't matter because she does more damage with her claw anyway. So I might upgrade her spear, but I might just hold off. I do want to give her better armor, though. And yeah, I think she's been slow because I put her in this plate mail. Which I probably want to swap that out. Because it's been a bit of a problem that her speed has been so low. We'll give her more stunt chance and dodge. This is just a straight upgrade for the most part. But that'll take most of our ingots. I also want to make sure Wardra gets upgraded. Could give Wardra the heavy armor. It would take all of our spell threads, but it would mean she gets this Valiant Bracing ability that means that she gets extra armor and warding while she's guarding, and Wardra always goes into guard mode. So that's a really good ability for her to have. So I think I'm gonna do that. She gets the cool armor. You all already have good weapons. You have good armor and a good weapon. Can you afford? I can't afford anything else, so... I could give one of them a stronger bow. And I don't think there's any reason to save points past this. Yeah, this wouldn't matter. So let's just give you the better bow. I think that's all we can do. I'm not going to bother with that. Let's just get down to it, I guess. The Valley of the God Beast, Moatona. We knew we were set up for an unwinnable fight. Even in the relentless rain, it was a beautiful place to die. Wardra, we have a chance, don't we? Not just winning, but surviving? Well, we ate good, we got our rest. Nothing we faced so far could stand up to us, right? You know, what I'd like is a guarantee. What if this creature we're trying to restore is just dead? The end of everything. A clear path climbs the hill ahead of them, to whatever waits. You need to approach Moatona, who is all the way over here, fighting through these nasties. God, she just does so much damage. Can I... Yeah. So I was able to use Compulsion to trigger Wardra's reaction attack, which is probably the most damage that Emeria is capable of doing, is triggering Wardra. You just go into stealth. Yeah, now we can move further. Tom, I think you also, I want to just kind of come down here and stealth. Now, I don't know why you, Mr. Bear, are coming down this way, because I'm invisible. You're not allowed to see me. I'm gonna come this way. Take a shot against the bear. Bring Marla down to finish off the bear. Tom can miss. That's fine. Wardra, just park yourself. And Amaria, can you... Yeah, just do that again. I feel a little bad just relying on Wardra for most of this, but not really. It's fine. I'll use whatever means I have available to get the win. Are you... She's pinned, so Marla can't move. Just go into guard mode. God, what a ridiculous combo. I'm definitely going to bump up the combat difficulty next time. I think I've just been having a little too easy of a time with the combat so far. We've only had one person get maimed, and that happened mostly because I was being stupid. This is also the intro campaign, so it is, I think, naturally easier than some of the later ones, even at the same difficulty level. I think you can change it during a campaign, so I can always set it up, and if it's too... I actually don't know what it does. I should look into that as well. I wouldn't mind bumping, like, even if it's just bumping the numbers up a little bit, I think giving the enemies a little more health would probably make sense. But yeah, it would be neat if it was doing more interesting things than that. I think you can just go up to this, right? Yeah. Marla, now's the time. Look at this thing. Were you really around all this time? Climbing up its slick neck, Marla unseals Velda's earthenware bottle. Just gonna pour it on the thing? Don't see a pour hole. She douses the petrified head of the god beast Moatona in the spicy sweet smelling elixir. It's not working, is it? Ah well, we're out of time. Ulstryx, he's here. I would have fought and clawed, kicked and bit, down to my last breath and passed it if I could. Ulstryx and I were both that way, maybe. The epic face-off. When the first land was raised from the folds of the sea, two worlds were born out of one. To Ulstryx, a mighty and arrogant Gorgon hero, this was creation's mistake, and he dreamed he'd mend it. Very little has ever been known of the things that scrum and scoil beneath black waves. We know the Gorgons are old, so maybe they aren't easily moved. My vanity hopes we threw him some surprises. But it's possible we were his fools from the very beginning. We unpuzzled the stone and chased that spear of petroglass. We struck a blow, I think, in taking it. But our grubbing plunder of a Gorgon heirloom gave him a story to tell. Our species cast as a scrabbling villains. Incited, his Gorgon brethren together rose behind him to imputer this gentle god. And the ocean rose while the rain fell and the ice of the world turned to melt. For a while, I'm sure, he believed his dream would replace reality. The rain stops. But it won't. We have Ulstryx, the mighty lord of Gorgons, scarred and strong, hurls his underlings before him and raises himself high, prepared to fight. We have a shitload of enemies. And it looks like the god beast is fine, but, like, not waking up and, like, killing all these dudes or anything. Which I guess makes sense if you've just been unpetrified, but it would be nice if they could, like, you know, get up and do something. They stopped the rain. That's, you know, that's the important thing. That's doing something. But holy shit, he's huge. He's got so much health. He's got so much health and so much armor. So we really just need to, like, get up to this guy and wail on him hard. He is immune to compulsion, so we can't use the funny trick that I've been doing of moving things into reaction range. He moves through scenery, he can fling stuff. He can fling beasts, so the other, like, corrupted animals, he can throw them at us. And he's got a corrupting attack that corrupts the ground. So he's a tough guy. And we have to kill him specifically, so basically things will keep spawning in the world until we take him out. He's got 30 health, 5 armor, 4 warding. I think we got it. I'm confident that we can take him out. Mary, is there anything useful to infuse with around here? That'll give us a discus, which is always good. This will also... I'm gonna grab this rock. And... you can go ahead and kill that thing. God, he's so big. I think that was his hurl beast ability where he just chucked a deer over here. So let's see. Oh. If I bring Rotha down here, she can actually get a shot on Ulstryx across this. Very interesting. It'll do no damage, but it will poison him. So the earlier we can... yeah, he'll take 2 damage every turn for 3 turns. That's good damage. Wardra, go up here. Just do tremendous violence to that. I still have this rock. The one thing about the Mystic stuff is that every time they use an object to do some attack, it does damage the object. So that is kind of the limit on it, is eventually you will just destroy the thing that you're interfused with. Tom, you can also go and take a shot at Ulstryx, but I don't think it'll do any damage through his armor. So probably not worth it. I think you just run up here and start hitting that. Oh no. What the hell? Yeah, he literally just throws him across the map. That's wonderful. Rotha, if you shoot him, will it... yeah, it'll stack up more poison. Holy shit. So we're just going to stack up poison on this boss from across this chasm that he can't easily get to us through. That's going to be our strategy for now, I think. Wardra, come back here. Marla, come up here. I really want both of these to die if possible. So I'm gonna interfuse with this. Incredible work, Ameria. Tom has a shot on Ulstryx. It's not a good shot, but he might as well take it. Yeah. Oh god. That's a lot of damage. So now we're up on the big man himself. Want Marla to take some of his armor out. Hit him with a wolf claw and then retreat. I understand. Rotha. Just do more poison. Blocked, no good. Tom, just start laying into him. And then Wardra, I'm going to bring down here, behind. I think he might die from the poison. Or I might be able to just kill him with this. Yeah. And that's that. Ulstryx down. Actually not that big of a struggle. He did do a lot of damage to Marla, but otherwise we just kind of did not have a terribly hard time with that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to bump up the difficulty next time. But wow. I guess it's a little anticlimactic that we didn't give Wardra the last hit. But she did the bulk of the damage, so it was a team effort. Everybody came together. We did a lot of poison. We did some spear stuff. We threw a rock at him. You can still level people up, which might matter for their legacy stuff. What do I want to give Marla? Windwalk is good because it's a once per combat you just get a teleport, which is, of course, incredibly useful. Upgrading her battle dance might be good. That'll give her some free movement. And upgrading shield shear would let her use it multiple times per turn. I'm going to give her Windwalk. It's just universally useful to be able to teleport. The mighty Ulstryx finally crumpled before us. His reeking corpse twitched still. It was over. Some would say we saved the world. And we did save the ember of it. We cupped this red coal of life, held it away from the water, carried it into the next morning. Through wreckage, loss, destruction. It would take time for the water to go down, the memories to lose their bite, to rebuild. to heal, and maybe to live new lives someday. But our story was just one of many. Snurf. Good pig. The end. So we've won the Age of Ulstryx campaign, which is the intro campaign, kind of the tutorial. It is kind of the most straightforward and simple of the campaigns, and so it's like my least favorite in that regard, but I still like it. I think it's neat, and it can go a few different ways if you mess up at any point. We had 3 towns. We had 17 safe tiles at the end of the game. Our final years of peace was 128 years of peace because of what we did. Wonderful. Get their little vocal theme over the credits. Oh, these are... Okay. Badius showed up one day as the new god of tick bites. Incredible. Janla gathered as many of the company's stories as she could and enlisted Tom to illustrate them. Marla became a fixture in Forest Days. She could be found in the square most days, swapping outrageous stories and giving advice, whether it was asked for or not. Tom and Janla could never fully abandon their adventuring life. While the danger had dimmed, there were memories yet to be made. Wardra developed a passion for restoring ruined sites. They may not have quite matched their former glory, but she hoped the former inhabitants wouldn't be too embarrassed. Badius' retellings of his travels grew ever more fantastical. One day, Rotha awoke with a lightness in her step. She vanished for 10 years and returned somehow unaged and full of sorrow. Amaria's dream of her own personal research tower had finally been fulfilled. She kept it well stocked with tomes and scrolls full of formulas. There we go. Wonderful. So, this is the first campaign that we've done on this save file because I wiped it before starting everything. And one of the big gimmicks of this game is that whenever you finish a campaign, you get to take any of the characters from it and add them to your legacy, which is a pool of characters that can show up in later stories. I guess I should take all of them. This is our first batch of people. I'm going to take all of them. I was considering like only bringing a few because eventually you get like 100 people in here and it becomes hard to remember like who did what. But I think initially I'm going to just keep everybody around, even though like Badius and Janla didn't really get to do too much. But we bring them all along and we get to promote one of them. So everybody comes in at, yeah, these two didn't get to do too much, so they can't be promoted. But so everyone starts as a folk hero, and we can promote one of them to a local legend, which means that if they join a new game, they will be stronger when they come in. And I think it has to be Wardra that we promote, because really this felt like Wardra's story. She kind of took over. I love Marla, and I want to see Marla show up more so she can complete her wolf transformation. Even Whaley can come back, even though she, left and became a seer of the woods. But I think of all of these people, it's definitely been Wardra's story, so I'm going to promote Wardra. Oh, okay, this is the thing I missed out on. If I had kept more legacy points, I could have promoted more people. That's fine. I don't think I was going to get to 10 at any point, so it doesn't really matter. I might as well have spent them. And any of the elemental weapons that we unlocked, we will be able to craft. Which I think was just the fire axe and the leaf bow, I think. And our heroes show up on our title screen now. We can come visit them. This is a cute little feature. Is basically you build up this little island of all of your heroes from your various campaigns, and you can just come check on them and see what's up. I like that it lists their adventures too. So they have like their starting story. It's like looking at Amaria mentions the whole thing that she did with the rock, which has become like an important part of her backstory now, is that she has a Gogan with her. But yeah, that's Wildermyth. I hope folks have enjoyed it, and I'm definitely going to be playing more of this. Like I said, the rest of the campaigns are, in my opinion, more interesting, and have, I think they end up being a little bit longer, and they have more going on both in like the story and the mechanics. What's the next campaign I was thinking about doing? Yeah, good question. Let me look at the list. So we did Age of Ulstryx. We've now unlocked the other 4 campaigns that shipped with the game, I think. There's one that's locked, which we will try to unlock at some point. It's actually really funny. There's an event that can come up randomly, and we have to have that event happen and resolve it in a particular way to unlock this campaign, which is very funny. And then you can do these 3 chapters, 5 chapters, whatever. You can do like kind of randomly generated campaigns, which are they don't really have like story, but you can still encounter random events and such. I'm not going to do these because these are not as interesting. So the ones that we have are the Enduring War. A centuries-old war resurfaces, bringing with it questions of humanity, identity, and the price of ambition. A 5-chapter story with the Morthagi as the main threat. We didn't encounter the Morthagi in our game. They are kind of steampunk zombies. So this one will focus on them. We have Monarchs Under the Mountain, Discontent, Dashed dreams, destruction and death. An underground cult thrives, lining its nest with disasters. If opposed, the ancient tyrannical powers behind it will bring battle to the life-loving, fierce, and free, before perhaps making them an offer. A 5-chapter story with the Deepest as the main threat. So this would be fighting the Deepest, who we did fight in this campaign and eventually worked with. But this is all about them and the weird mushroom cult that they have under the mountain. Illuna in the Moth. An old book and a young argument lead 2 siblings into the wilderness. Amid the bones of a mythic civilization, they'll embark on a moonstruck journey through tragedy and time, encountering a mysterious wastrel in the woods and bearing witness to the rise of a luminous queen. A 5-chapter campaign with the Thrixel as the main threat. The Thrixil are weird bugs that have psychic powers and eat dreams or something. This is one of my favorites. These last two are my big favorites. I really like these. And all the bones of summer. Bones were buried here, bones were burned, in the ground where their beds all lie. All become fossils for fantasy, all become stories once true. They count on a dream as they spiral towards sleep. Fire follows fire until every color is ash. A 5-chapter story with Drauven as the main threat. Drauven are kind of lizard folk. They're very like orc-like, I guess. We also did not encounter them. So I think maybe Illuna and the Moth is the next one that I want to do. Because I really like both of these. These are also good, Enduring War and Monarchs Under the Mountain. But I think these two are very special. And then if we can unlock the Sun Swallower's Wake, we'll do that one. I want to do all of them. But I think Illuna and the Moth will be next. It's got some really wonderful characters in it. But that'll have to be next time. Yeah, thank you all for joining me on this journey, and I hope that you will come along for the next one. Let me quit out of here. Yeah, so it's October, and it's spooky season. I don't know. One of the things I definitely want to stream when it comes out is World of Horror is doing their 1.0 release on, I think, October 19th. So once that drops, I definitely want to do a World of Horror stream because I love that game a lot, and it's got actually a little bit of a similar vibe to this one in a weird way, in that it is very kind of focused on random narrative events in the same way. But that'll be a fun, spooky one. I want to do more of this, and I might drop in some other random streams in the meantime. Maybe do another Estrella one. Estrella's fun. I finally got a boss against the I got a win against the final boss of Estrella, and I still am playing it, trying to get wins with some of the other characters. I got a win with Sothis, who historically I had trouble with, but I was able to make a really powerful build with him. But yeah, those are all things I would love to do in the next couple weeks. Let's see if there is anybody that we can raid to. Who is streaming now? It looks like Dot is doing a Castlevania marathon. So let's see if we can raid Dot. But yeah, thank you all for coming, and yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, great week, month, year, life, etc. And yeah, I'll see you all later.